This community decided not to wait around and took matters into their own hands to thin the forest to reduce the wildfire risk to their homes.
The prescription was to thin out the forest using mechanized logging equipment, and they did that. You can see that there's now spaces between the trees, there's gaps between the treetops, and there's not many, if any, smaller trees. And the reason that's important is because all three of those things achieve three different objectives in the treatment. Number one, reduce the amount of fuel. If you can imagine if you can imagine a campfire, the more wood you put on the campfire, the hotter it burns and the higher the flames are. The second objective was to eliminate what's called ladder fuels. So you can have a fire, low intensity fire, creeping along the ground, and it's good. It's good for the ecosystem, and it's easily controllable when the flames are small and just creeping along the ground. And so by removing the ladder fuels, you reduce the risk of the fire going from the ground up into the treetops. Because when it gets into the treetops and starts jumping from one tree to the next tree, it becomes a raging crown fire. And if it's burning really hot with flames hundreds of feet into the air, there's not much that anybody can do except get out of the way. And those are the most destructive and catastrophic fires. The third objective is to create gaps between the tree tops. So before the thinning happened, the branches from one tree were intertwined with another tree, and it was easy for the fire to travel from one tree to the next. By creating gaps, like up to 6 meters in between one tree to the next, made it much more difficult. If a fire did get into one tree, it was difficult to get into the next tree. And so it tends to keep the fire on the ground.
By creating spaces between the trees and removing fuels, they have created a living fire break to protect their homes.